Best.
I want to see how much trouble we can get in.
Ooh, we're getting a lot of trouble.
No, not really. I mean, with respect, of course, right? Like, I'm not trying to be crazy in trouble. I don't want
You
to
can
be,
be crazy.
I don't want
You
to be
can
like
be
arrested
crazy.
or nothing. But I mean, if it comes, it comes. It is what it is. You know.
What was it that Trump said? It's the troublemakers that no, not the troublemakers. It was outsiders. I may have changed the troublemakers. Sorry.
We are troublemakers. We are. I mean, if you take a look at my ex posts lately, I have been a lot of trouble. So
Alessandra. It's not Alessandra. It's Alicia, right?
yeah.
Okay, because I want to call you Alessandra, but it's
Oh, Alessandra. That's pretty, actually. I like that.
Mhm.
It's really cute. It is. It's super cute.
It's really cute.
No, Allie is short for Alicia, and that's fine. Actually, I like Allie.
It's is it Alicia Marie?
Yes, ma'am.
I love that.
That it is.
Should we start a tally to see how many times I say I love that today?
That's it. That's gonna be your merch.
One.
I love that.
I love that. Da, 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 da.
McWinnon.
McWinnon.
That's what we're doing this whole 4 years. These next 4 years are going to be amazing. I can't wait. McWinnon. I'm loving it. At least it's not I'm here for it. Remember Brianna on the home front?
But
Every
you
time
already said I'm here for it today. You've already said it once. Somewhere she's like, it probably isn't bad. Oh, I'll let you know when we're on. It probably isn't even bad that you say it. It's when I say it. Because when mom says it, it's like.
Yeah, well, when moms say it, it's cringe. Why? I don't know.
Ouch.
But
are your kids like that?
Yes. My 16-year-old, absolutely.
We're ready. Let's just see here.
I'd walk around and I'd say, no cap, all facts. And he looks at me like, Mom, don't say that. And I'm like, what? It's true. Is it not?
It's very true.
They don't want to see use their lingo. They think it's weird. And I'm like, it's not weird.
It's not weird that you're a mom and you're cool.
Right. And I'm paying attention to what you do and what you say.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, waiting to pick up the feed.
Oh my. I am so excited. Oh man, it is Veterans Day. We go get me a free chocolate cake.
Where do you get a free chocolate cake?
I'm a veteran. I get free food all day today.
No, that's awesome. I didn't know they do that.
Yes. You can get like discounts or like free lunch or whatever it is. I don't know. A lot of people don't like to do it. I don't really either. I'm just like kind of making a joke out of it. But I mean, we did serve
because veterans have that service heart, so they want
to serve us, right? I think that's why. And some people, I guess, abuse the system, but there's people that always abuse the system. But I think it's a gratitude, right? They're giving gratitude for the veterans that have served this country honorably and have, given some level of sacrifice. So I accept. I receive it. I
receive it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you for our veterans.
Yes. And 22 veterans still are committing suicide a month. So, or
really?
Yeah, 22 a day. It's a day, not a month. Every day.
22 a day.
So I might start my veterans suicide awareness and just do 22 push-ups till the end of the year. Or maybe do it all year. I don't know. Who's going to join me in that challenge? Will you join me in the challenge of 22 push-ups a day for the rest of the year until we get veterans taken care of with this new administration?
Yes, I agree. I am just waiting. We're in a holding pattern, just making sure that Patriot TV has the feed. So if you're joining us, hang tight. We're going to get into the show here in just a moment. We're so thankful you guys are joining us. Join us on Rumble. Open Mic Ladies, we're on Rumble, we're on YouTube. So far, we're still on YouTube.
We may not be there for very long because
real quick, go and follow us because we're not sure how long it's going to last. Facebook, Insta, X, of course. Get out there and follow us. You're on TikTok, right?
I am on TikTok.
I've branched out into TikTok, but I'm telling you what, it's different. It's a different platform.
It is. Allie Marie 1776. You can find me on TikTok there. I have a lot of videos. I'm going to actually do another funny one today. So it's going to be the first time I've done a funny one. Funny. I mean, I did one yesterday calling out this stupid 4B movement.
Please educate those that are tuning in early before the Patriot TV launch. Go ahead. Yeah,
well, so it's like these women that are like shaving their heads bald and like abstaining from sex because, you know, there's a man in the White House. They're like, oh, we're not going to touch another man until Trump is out the White House. And I'm like, that is hypocritical, ladies. Do you not know that? How's the patriarchy hanging for y'all? How's that going?
You just let a man dictate what you're doing with your body.
What you do with your body. That's exactly what you were advocating against, right? And if you had the fortitude to actually have some sort of, I don't know, conservatism when it comes to, your body, your only issue wouldn't have been abortion to begin with. So thank you.
Ooh,
you're welcome.
That's a good one, Allie. That's a good one. Where did you post that? I want to go get it.
Everywhere. I put it everywhere. I did.
Everywhere.
Because it was funny. Oh, I can't wait to do the next one. No, but this is serious because they're like, I'm gonna need them to stop because they're gonna end up getting
the same ladies that were shaving their head. They had like a Britney Spears meltdown.
Yes, but like this, it's showing signs of mental instability because now they're walking around talking about how they're gonna poison people. Like they're getting like blue tattoos or wearing blue bracelets or like they're making it. It's ridiculous because women in America are not oppressed. Like, I'm going to need white liberal women to, like, get a reality check. You are not oppressed.
And we need to maybe educate some women, like on The View, that that we're not only are we not oppressed, but we're not these, what did Sunny call them? Uneducated white women. I personally take offense to that. We are live on Patriot TV and all streaming platforms. Guys, welcome to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. We're so glad that you joined us. This is our new time here, 10 a.m. Eastern. We are the unfiltered ladies platform. So I don't know. Should we tell them, get ready, buckle up?
Yes, it is. Welcome. Guys, who is still celebrating?
I love you. That is Hadass Levy, by the way, with Red Hat Stays On. We love Hadass. Get out there and support your independent artists like Hadass and Forgiato Blow, who do all of their patriotic message because they are unfiltered, just like we are here. Allie, how are you today? We call this MAGA Monday. Is it still MAGA Monday?
Yes, I am magnificent.
Since we won?
Magnificent.
The thing about being on at 10 a.m., guys, I'm just going to tell you, you need to listen for Allie before you sip, because the many a times I've had to clean the keyboard off because it just sprayed the coffee everywhere because she pulled an Allieism.
No, I can't.
What do you say? Magnificent. I can't say it. What is
it? You can't even say it. Magnificent. Magnificent.
I think that's swag. We need t-shirts.
Swag. I love it, you guys. Where is she? No. We're working on it. If you guys want swag, we'll work on it.
So let's just go ahead and open the show with some very, very, very good news. Let's see if I can find this here.
Gosh, we have so much to talk about. Over this last week, there's been, even the last couple of days, there's been a lot of things to just discuss. So I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. Did you see the latest that apparently this is the biggest win in 36 years that we've experienced?
Years.
I don't.
Listen, that is the fortitude of the American people. I think it was 83%, 84% of Americans were like, no, we are not doing this craziness.
It was a resounding majority. It is a resounding majority.
We are not divided. Don't believe them. We're not divided. 83%.
We are not divided. Boy, do they wish we were, but we are not. Let's take a quick listen here.
Overnight, CBS projected Donald Trump the winner in Arizona, giving him a complete electoral vote sweep of the 7 battleground states. With a final tally of 312 electoral votes, Republicans scored their biggest White House win in 36 years.
Yes.
Republicans will also control the Senate with at least 52 seats, and there are 2 races that have not yet been called by CBS News.
Wowza. Of course, one of those seats that hasn't been called yet is Kerry Lake.
Right.
I think we're going to end up going to a recount. I don't understand how Trump wins by like 6 points and then down ballot, all the Republicans win in Arizona except Kerry Lake.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that 1 second. I think the RNC and Watley need to like really get into that and figure out what the heck is going on in Arizona. It should not take them 7 days to count freaking ballots. They literally counted maybe like, I don't know, 3,000 ballots in one day. Like,
I'm
what?
saying, like, Allie, I could help them. Like, let's just do it. Like,
right?
I'm
saying Florida has almost 3 times that amount of people in Arizona, and we were able to count our ballots in a day. Like at the end, we knew who won all seats by the end of the day.
You're right. You're right.
Why is it so difficult for other states to do this?
I thought the whole point of, and we're just going to say machines, is that it was supposed to be so much more effective and so much more efficient. Have you guys ever tried to dial something that's like one of those automated press 1 for press 2? Is it more functional than getting a live human being? Not really.
No.
Why don't we go back to paper ballots and hand counting? I don't know.
Because, well, I think we know why.
We do know why that was hypothetical. But
totally
God, I love Elon Musk. This is what he drew this conclusion over the weekend along with others. But hey, you know what's really funny about the map of all the states that Trump won versus Harris?
Yeah.
Is that it exactly matches the states that don't require voter ID.
Right. I'm trying to figure out what they mean by this culture clash. What does that mean? Is there a theme amongst the states Harris won? What is culture? Culture class? No ID is a culture issue? It is not a cultural issue to have no ID. That is a political issue that was invented.
Allie, how does it make you feel as a Latina, darker skinned woman that they think you can't go get voter ID?
It's so racist. My God. Like, really? Are you for real? So because I have brown skin, I can't figure out how to get an ID, then literally I can't live. You need an ID to do everything in this country.
Yes.
You can't even be verified on certain apps without showing your ID. You can't go, guys, you can't even go pick up your check from like Amscot.
She said Amscot. It's true, but we saw last week on this show, we were going. I'm just letting it go. We showed on this show undercover video of somebody voting in California. He went in, he gave his birth date. They asked him for his name. And every time he gave his information, he said, it might be. That might be my name. That might be I have my ID. You could check it to verify. And they said, no, sir, this is California. We do not check your ID. Like, what?
Listen, can you imagine if you get pulled over by a cop and you're driving and they're like, ID, please. And you're like, this is California.
That's a very good point.
This is California. I don't need to show you my ID. Oh, but I need to know that you can drive the car, but I don't need it to vote. Why do I need it to drive the car? Like,
you're so girl, you are so right. You're so right. I don't want to go any further today because now I know all of our streaming platforms are up and running without absolutely giving a thanks to those who chose to serve our country like you, Allie. Thank you guys for serving. Yes, thank you to all who serve. Allie, you served. It's not easy being a mom and being a woman and also going through, what you go through to prepare your family for service. So thank you to all who serve. And, like my own son has expressed that he wants to serve. I'm not going to say which. But I made him cut me a deal. I said, you got to wait till after the election.
Yes. That's exactly what I said. My son said, "Mom, Trump is in the White House. Like, I can sign up now. I can go." And I'm like, "Dude, I'll drive you to MEPS myself. Like, let's go.
I love that.
What you want to do? I got you."
And there's so much that our country is really starting to celebrate because least a majority of us, because Trump's cabinet and his helpers are starting to form. You're starting to hear more and more about what he intends to do. This just really made me excited. We've both had the pleasure of meeting Tom Homan plenty of times. He was, of course, the director of under Trump. He is now going to be his version of a new border czar. How excited are you about this, Allie?
So excited. When I first met him, I was like, geez, man, you are so intense. But I get why he's that intense. When you're dealing with cartels and you're dealing with, people that just don't understand certain things and the human trafficking aspect of it, I get why he's so intense. But I'm excited because he is a pit bull. Look, we are going to close that dang border.
I believe we're going to close the border. I think we're going to start issuing mandated voter ID throughout the nation, which should have been.
Checkpoints are going to get better.
There will be some level of deportations, and I know people hate that D word. They just hate it. They think it's evil. But listen, this isn't the first time in our country that we have gone that route. You can't have a country. You can't have a sovereign country, a sovereign nation, without some type of border policy. And if you or I, Allie, tried to go overseas and just wander aimlessly with a backpack, that's not going to happen. Like every nation across the globe has some sort of policy. Yeah.
I can't go onto private property that's fenced off, but we're going to allow people to come into our country. Like, do you leave your car door open? Do you leave your house open and unlocked? Like, that's exactly what's happening with our border right now. So the fact that we're going to have Tom Homan, who is an absolute pit bull when it comes to the border and understands his role and responsibilities and what we the people need, what America needs, what American sovereignty needs and requires, he's going to get that job done for sure. And I'm so excited about it.
Trump mentions it this way. He's going to be our new border czar, including but not limited to the southern border, the northern border, which a lot of us don't really ever talk about, all maritime and aviation security. So buckle up. It's about to get real legal.
Yes, real legal.
Real legal, real fast.
Yes.
Guys, we want you to stick around. We are going to be here. We're here for the full hour. Go get your coffee, warm it up. Come stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short message.
My name is General Mike Flynn, and I want everyone to know that I stand fully behind Beverly Hills Precious Metals and its owner, Andrew Sorcini. We are facing one of the greatest periods of financial uncertainty in both American and world history, and so now is the time to organize your finances. With the advent of the BRICS pay system, we need to now seriously consider how we can take better care of ourselves and our families and start some serious decision making when it comes to our wealth. You can also ask about their newest 2-ounce coin of yours truly. It's an absolutely great gift, and I am deeply honored to be part of history, as well as helping people protect their finances, their wealth, and their investments. So visit gold.generalflynn.com. Tell them the General sent you. Thank you so very much. God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, that's gold.generalflynn.com. America's General. Makes me ask the question, will we be seeing a General Michael Flynn in the
I think so. Honestly, I think he should be part of DNI. Yeah.
I like that, Allie. I like that. Yes. Guys, as we're continuing to talk here about how Trump's administration is starting to shape and form, I love that he took it upon himself to finance his own transition. He started it early because he learned, Allie, I think from 2016, that when you get so many handlers and so many managers in there, they can try to thwart what you're trying to do, especially if they've all got this deep state, I guess.
Good Lord, we are still fighting the freaking establishment. I can't.
Well, this is some good news. Trump talked a little bit about his tax code proposal. This is about a minute long. Let's just take a quick listen, guys.
Than ever before. And while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on credit card interest rates at 10%. We have no choice. They're getting 22, 25%.
Just in time for Christmas.
Right.
Let people have to pay 25%.
Oh, wait, it won't go into effect until after January. More coffee.
can't afford
Darn.
a credit card. We're going to cap it for a period of time at 10%. We will terminate the Green New scam and spend the trillions and trillions of dollars of unspent dollars on roads, bridges, real infrastructure, and paying down debt, not fake infrastructure that has caused massive inflation, along with the energy. That bill was just a disaster, just trillions of dollars. That's what caused all of the inflation.
I love it. It's like we got somebody with a business mindset back in the White House.
Imagine that. Imagine that. America being run as a corporation. It has been run as a corporation for quite some time now, but we actually now are going to have, again, for the second time, someone who understands business, who has written The Art of the Deal. He's been a very successful businessman, despite what, the minority likes to believe, because they are brainwashed and listen to legacy media. But he's going to turn this country around with all of the help that he's going to get from, his cabinet. And I think he has people that are surrounding him that are going to help him make the best decisions for the American people and putting America first. And I cannot wait. I am so excited. My dream team. I'm loving it.
So much you just stole my slogan. I'm loving it. We joke when I'm stalling or when I'm trying to fix something, I always go, okay, I love it. And it's like, I don't know why I say that, but so you'll have to start counting at home, guys. Get yourself a little tally sheet and watch how many times I say it in the show. Allie, I have to say, as excited as I am, and we were both at Trump headquarters watching the celebration. We were there. We got to be around people, but on the way home the next morning after I caught up on some sleep, I started to get that feeling inside, like, wait a minute, we're not in the clear just yet.
No.
Because I feel like 2.5 months is a long time. A month and a half, sorry, is a long time. We have to keep, I think, lifting J.D. Vance and Donald Trump and their family and their administration in our prayers for protection, because when there is a good and evil, I believe in it. We both believe in it. But there's a good and an evil, even in an establishment government, like what we have here in the United States. There's a good and there's an evil. And I just think when you're corrupt and you have power, and when you've done things in the dark and it's about to come to the light, that dark doesn't want to release its power.
And that goes to that saying, absolute power corrupts absolutely. When people, especially Marxism and socialism and these other forms of government that do not codify, natural rights, and they take those rights away and give it as if it's government granted, that government gives you your rights. These people are power hungry and they don't ever want to get rid of their power. It's like dealing with an abusive spouse or somebody in a relationship. If you're in a narcissistic relationship, that person is power hungry. They like to see you suffer. And then they turn around and try to switch it and say, it's your fault that you're dealing with this. It's your fault that you're suffering. All you had to do was just listen to me. Like that's how that is.
Wow.
We are dealing with narcissism. And I'm so glad that we, the people, have decided to get rid of that. And we're turning that ship right around back to sovereignty.
And this is what gets me about what we consider the deep state. So somebody like Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, who we all know is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I believe he's not somebody. Everybody wants to jump on Trump's coattails when he gets elected, or there's a big swing like what we've had in our country where it's a mandate. Everybody wants Trump back. But this, Allie, I did not realize that when the House votes for Speaker of the House, that's public knowledge.
Yes.
Your representative and how they voted. The Senate majority vote is in
a secret. It's a secret ballot.
Why? So we don't know who our senators are voting for.
Right. Can somebody explain to me? So senators are supposed to be for the state. They are supposed to represent state sovereignty and state rights while they are in Congress. And actually, 100 years ago, representatives would vote for the senators. Now, because of somebody having a big, bright idea, didn't like the fact that we weren't getting anything done because it wasn't about we the people and it wasn't about protecting our states' rights. They decided to, hoodwink the people and say, oh, well, don't you want to say on who your state senator is? And now we vote for senators. However, no vote should ever be in secret. Period. Ever. We the people need to know exactly what is going on, when it's going on, and what is included. The fact that it's a secret ballot is number one no-go. And we are not playing these games. Overwhelmingly, Americans have voted for President Trump and his platform. And overwhelmingly, we are not dealing with the establishment. We're not doing this a second go round. So either you understand your proper role and responsibility, and you understand your assignment, being a true representative of the people and doing what we want you to do, what we need you to do as a representative, or you're going to have hell to pay when it comes to the midterms, because they are right around the corner.
Absolutely. And that's going to be our heart cry right now on this platform that we've been given. Guys, there are 2 senators that are being pitched around, actually 3. 2 senators. We've got Senator Thune and Senator Cornyn. They're both being pitched as like kind of Mitch McConnell's pick of who we'd like to have replace him.
Why would we have another Mitch McConnell? Like, why?
The only problem with that is that neither one of them are really considered strong supporters of Donald J. Trump. So the third person who has been pitched around there is Rick Scott, who we know very well here from the state of Florida. But listen, Allie, this was something that hit over the weekend. Apparently a leaked list of U.S. senators and who they're whipped for, because, they go around and try to whip up support. This is crazy, because if you take a look at this, Allie, not a lot of people are going to bat for Trump and trying to get Scott in there. I mean, take a look at what you need to do, America, is you need to reach out to your U.S. senator and say, I want you to vote for Rick Scott as Senate.
Yeah, because he's the only one, first of all, between the 3 of them, Rick Scott is the only one that has a B in a Liberty score. The only one. Donald Trump wants Rick Scott. J.D. Vance wants Rick Scott. Corey Mills wants Rick Scott. Byron Donalds wants Rick Scott. Luna, he has been endorsed. Matt Gaetz, he's been endorsed by Elon Musk. Tucker Carlson. We the people have advocated for Rick Scott to be the Senate the Senate president, right? The Senate Majority Leader. And honestly, this position is simply parliamentarian. However, it is important that we have somebody that is in that position that understands the agenda that President Trump is trying to push forward, which is America first. His agenda has been laid out, and those people that are sitting in the Senate, like, kind of got there on the coattails of President Trump, like they did in 2016.
Right.
And now we, the people, have literally handed you the Senate. We've handed you the Senate, and this is our thanks. You're going to turn your back on we the people and what we want. So the Punch Bowl News came out today and said that this is what they posted. It says, quote unquote, they're trying to bully us. We spoke with a GOP senator who sees this as an effort to intimidate Republicans and isolate Thune and Cornyn. The senator won't vote for Scott, but hasn't decided whether to support Thune or Cornyn. Quote, I really don't much care that what Tucker Carlson thinks. They're trying to bully us. That's not how these elections work, unquote, said the GOP senator, who was granted anonymity to give a candid assessment. Quote, President Trump won decisively, and he deserves to have someone with actual experience who can get his agenda enacted, unquote. Exactly whoever this anonymity person is who's sitting in the GOP Senate. We the people have spoken. It is your job to listen to what we want. You do not tell us what you're going to push forward. We have given the mandate, and it is up to us, we the people, to take an active role in our governance. It is not the other way around. It is not the other way around.
This is true in all, throughout all branches of government. You see the administrative sort of deep state now taking actions where, even the Pentagon meeting in secrecy and saying, gosh, what are we going to do? Trying to subvert. This is a coup, trying to subvert the will of the people. We sent a very clear mandate. Allie, we had 2 prayers that night when we went to Trump headquarters. Obviously, we want Trump to win, but we want it to be so darn definitive that you cannot ask without a shadow of a doubt what the mandate was. America delivered that. God delivered that. We were not playing when we said, with a high percentage across the United States. We want Donald Trump's policies back in. And now you're seeing attempt after attempt after attempt to subvert by even putting people in charge of some of these larger institutions. Obviously, you and I don't get to elect them. Which somebody brought up to me over the weekend. They said, why don't we have a say in Speaker of the House? Why don't we have a say in Senate Majority?
We have a say. We do have a say. We do. We have a say. And we're wielding that power right now. And they're not used to the pressure. We are learning that we have a voice. The American people are the biggest lobbyists in America. We actually should be the only lobbyists in America, to be honest with you. But we are wielding our political power, and we're applying that political power through political pressure. And in order for you to be politically feared, you have to be politically respected. And in order for you to be politically respected, you have to know your role in your governance. And that is exactly what we, the people, are doing through the app of X, which thank you, Elon Musk, so much for buying.
Go buy YouTube now, please. Go buy YouTube.
Please buy YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
We don't ask for much. We don't ask for much.
It's not, and continue to send us all to space. It's great. But
I know who can be on the first rocket to space. I'm just saying, like, you know.
I mean, you know. But I am loving the fire that I'm seeing on this app on X, because everybody is pushing. They're coming together. They're understanding that we have the power. We are literally doing calls to action every day until Wednesday, even on Wednesday, every day. Call. You have to make it impossible for them to conduct daily business. That is our job. When they have lobbyists come and meet with them, they're sending them to overseas for overseas trips. They're bringing them fancy dinners. We can't compete with that. But you know what we can do? We can make it impossible for them to conduct daily business. That means calling them every day, having multiple people call them every single day, sending them emails, following up on the emails, following up on the phone calls, and say, look, this is what we the people want. This is what we the people want.
Absolutely.
Don't make us come down there.
Don't make me get my chancla. Wait, go ahead.
Non-violently.
Non-violently with a soft tap on the head. We wouldn't ever advocate for violence.
No, but I love this. I love this because this is my bread and butter right here, the civic engagement portion. And I am absolutely on fire for all of it.
Allie, so you're the perfect person as Director of Civic Engagement for Moms for America to let people know quickly before we go to a commercial break, so let's say I don't know who my U.S. Senator is, but I want to make sure that they know that I want them to vote for Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader. What's the first step I can do to find out who that person is?
Senate.gov.
Senate.gov.
Go to Senate.gov and type in your zip code and it'll come up. And then all you have to do, actually, you can even follow me on X right now. I will post the link. And we also have a graphic of all the senators that are currently sitting, and you can just call them from the graphic that you can pick.
Love it. And so if you're home, if you're retired and you're at home, or you've got kids at, Veterans Day, they're off school or whatever, and get out and do it. Yes.
Listen, they have to abide by the consent of the people. We, the people, give consent to be governed. And if they operate outside of the consent of the people, they become unjust. And when they become unjust, we have the right to remove them. Midterms are right around the corner.
Britain again. We're not. Yes.
Remind them of that.
Absolutely. We'll be back with more Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. Stay tuned.
I couldn't give anything a higher endorsement.
I would be remiss had I not include Cardio Miracle on my very short list of secrets.
It's the real deal. It's a real product. It's not another supplement.
I'm operating about 6 to 8 hours, and I've noticed that being on this Cardio Miracle has made a huge difference.
Since I started taking Cardio Miracle, about 8 months into it, the benefits have been fantastic.
If I get hungry, then I just have a Cardio Miracle.
Not only is it safe, but it's necessary to take Cardio Miracle to stay well.
This let me sleep. It's filling up more energy, more get up and go. And it's all because of what this company does.
For me as a doctor, Cardio Miracle is a staple.
Cardio Miracle to me is hope in a glass.
To try Cardio Miracle for yourself and get a special fan discount, go to the host page right now and click the link for Cardio Miracle.
All right, just want our family to know, go to patriot.tv, find the Open Mic logo for our show. You can go in there. That's where you can make your purchases. We encourage you to stay healthy and strong, because not only are we making America healthy again, you're going to need to be strong. You're going to need, how does she say it in the movie Selena? You're going to need to keep your strength up for the job.
Yes, that's it.
I love it. Guys, I have a short video here from, I just said I love it again.
That's fine.
Short video here on Rick Scott was with Fox News this morning. Let's just take a quick listen.
Now, how do we get Trump's agenda done? How do we get his nominees done? How do we codify his executive orders? That's what's up for this leadership race right now. So I'm running to change. We've got to have a big change. We got with almost $36 trillion worth of debt, 100,000 people dying of fentanyl or drug overdoses, open border, work military. We have got to change the way the Senate is run to get Trump's agenda done.
Oh, he rhymed it right there. Love it. Love it. Good
so
play on words. And here's the thing.
The other two have not come out in support for Donald Trump's agenda. That shows you everything you need to know. Guys, Senate GOP, what the hell are y'all doing?
I'll tell you, Allie, this was the only thing that I needed to see. Let me just show you this right here. I saw this. I said, somewhere my mom's like, I felt that.
Cancel you.
This is all I needed to see.
That's it.
You're the leader I elected. Who do you want to work with as a Senate Majority Leader?
Exactly.
And the people out there that are going to say, yeah, but Rick Scott, blah, 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 blah. Your time to make that choice was in the primary.
Yes.
He won the primary. He's your guy.
Right. I've had someone kind of like come back at me, trying to like push back or punch back at me for supporting Rick Scott for Senate Majority Leader. And they're like, oh, well, red flag laws. And I'm like, yes, I know red flag laws are terrible and he shouldn't have voted for that. However, we the people have a say in what happens. And he's not going to push forward an agenda like that is not on Trump's agenda. Why? Because he understands how grassroots work. His campaign was all grassroots people. He had people, it was enormous here in Florida. So he gets it. And we are able to push back. We have to tell them what bills and what issues are important to us in order for them to push them forward. We cannot let off the gas, you guys. We cannot.
And listen, this is a perfect example. Donald Trump's not taking his foot off the gas at all. He's come out and made some great announcements. This was one of my favorite because, Allie and I were part of that group of moms that they said were, domestic terrorists because we dared to show up and speak at school board meetings. Let's take a listen to what Trump is vowing for the Department of Education. Get ready, teachers unions. You're not going to like it.
And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children, because they'll do a much better job of it. You can't do worse. We spend more money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation. And yet we're absolutely at the bottom. We're one of the worst. So you can't do worse. We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up, all those buildings all over the place. And you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the states. Thank you very much.
Send it back to the states. Back to the states. Talking like a true patriot. That's
that is a statesman. And I mean, I don't know very many people, very many congressmen, whether it's senators or House reps, that talk like that. There's only a few of them that have really sat there and said, while they're giving public speeches, whether it's at AmFest or TPUSA or at Moms for America or at any event that you go to, the RNC or any of that, you don't hear many of them talk about being a true statesman and returning rights back to the people, back to the states. We are the law of the land. We create culture. We create what we want to be seen. And so I just love this. I love this. I love this. States have an absolute right to control and push forward the education that the people within their state think is more important. And the fact that we spend so much money on education, and education has not changed since its inception here in America. The models have still been the same, and there's been a lot of hesitancy to change the models, but our children are not smarter than what they were a couple of years ago. We have, almost 83% of African-American children can't read or write on a 4th grade level. And when you can't read or write on a 4th grade level, you have a 400% more likelihood of living and staying in poverty.
You're right. And one of the things that Trump has vowed with cooperation of RFK Jr. is to make America healthy again. Allie, I want to take a quick second to be able to share with our viewers, because I know you're okay with me obviously sharing this, but you had recently she did consent to this. See, this is Allie had participated in a it's called PRP therapy. It's done. Trudose is the name of the company. Allie, anybody who has ailments, we've had people with autism, people with different cancers that have gotten this treatment. Allie, you underwent I guess they basically just withdraw your own blood. I'm going to butcher kind of the explanation of it, but
I can do it if you need me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
What they do is they take vials of your blood and they dial it down into platelets. But what they do is they put in your symptom picture within the AI computer system. And it tells them how many platelets that they need in order to put back into your system. So essentially, it's like unplugging and plugging back in your computer system, your hyperdrive, right? Your motherboard, and that the life is in the blood, right? And so that is what they're doing essentially, and it really does help. I have lupus. I was diagnosed with lupus, I believe, in 2019. So I've been dealing with lupus for quite a while, and with like joint pain and inflammation and all of these things. But since I've had the PRP done by Trudose, I have not taken the medication that they give me.
It's almost like the healing is in the blood, right?
Yes, it is.
I'm excited to welcome our next guest, Tapley Holland, and he had joined us on the Home Front, which for those of you who didn't know, Al and I were both co-hosts of the Home Front before. Yes. I want to welcome him to the stage. Forgive me if we have any technical difficulties here. We are live. You know how that is. Hi, Tapley. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. I'm trying to troubleshoot my camera issue. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. That's okay. Tapley, I figure Allie, she's been able to participate in the platelet therapy, but can you talk just briefly, kind of let our viewers know what exactly is PRP therapy?
Yeah, what I said, PRP and stem cells are really nothing new. Oh, there you go. Are nothing new to anybody.
I think we lost him.
Oops.
What is the dose that will heal what condition? And that's the reason why these therapies have really a hit or miss kind of efficacy. And what I created was a way that we could test people. We could use the software to determine a specific personalized dose for you based on what it is that you're dealing with. So is it autism? Is it lupus? Is it dementia? These are things that are beyond the scope of what we knew was possible. And lo and behold, I uncovered the IV benefits, which is something that really was not recorded in the literature. And you kind of fast forward to today, and what Trudose really is a therapy using your own blood, dosed specifically to you, based on whatever it is, the symptoms and condition you're dealing with, and essentially reversing the condition that you have layer by layer. And it's quite remarkable, to be honest with you.
Well, I want to give our viewers just a quick, in the morning when we first start, we always play that song "Red Hat Stays On." That's obviously by Hadass Levy, but her son and her family were honest enough to just share their journey using the platelet therapy. I want to show our viewers real quick. That is the wrong one. Sorry.
So Joey is our middle child. We have 3 kids. He's 13 years old, and he was born with a chromosome deletion, and he was diagnosed with autism and intellectual disability. When he was 8 years old, he was diagnosed with epilepsy when he had seizures, and the seizures did go away from the seizure medicine. After 4 years, they came back, and he started having seizures almost once a week. When Vic told us about this treatment, and since he had his first treatment, he hasn't had a seizure. He's been seizure-free for over 3 months, and it's been a miracle, really.
I wasn't 100% sure if it was going to work on the level that it did, but I can say now, without a doubt, it really, really works. Nothing else has worked as good as this.
Right.
It's so amazing. So
That's
amazing.
Wow.
And I can tell you, even my own experience with lupus, I have the skin discoloration, and it would feel like every time I got a new lesion, it would feel like somebody was scraping my skin with a high grade sandpaper and then setting it on fire. That's literally what it felt like, head to toe, everywhere. And then I would go into these hyper flares where my joints would be inflamed and I would just be so exhausted. I couldn't get out of bed and I couldn't do much of anything. And even though, and I ran for school board while I felt like this. I've been working to try and save this country while I've felt like this. So the fact that I was blessed enough to have been given this first dose, I mean, it was just a complete 180. I feel amazing and I can't wait for my next one because I'm starting to feel them again. And I'm like, no, I don't want to feel this anymore.
Which brings me to a great question, Tapley. If somebody's watching this and they're going, okay, oh my gosh, I would love to try that. I mean, you're not adding any new medication to your body. It's literally just your own platelets going back into your body. Like almost like somebody described it this way. It's like when I would do Control-Alt-Delete on my computer because I couldn't figure out what's going on. It's like doing that for your body. So where can those that are interested tap in, Tapley, to be able to get access to this?
I figured the camera. Well, the first thing that they can do is go to our website, Trudose.com, Trudose.com, and just look on all the locations and find all the providers. We've kind of embraced this organic, the same way that we found out about COVID, right? For what this therapy does and is awesome as it is, I had to ensure that it was in the right hands of the right types of physicians that know that there are therapies out there that are that can use the body to heal itself. And so we've relied on the patient to basically get all the providers, word of mouth. That's how we've gotten every one of our providers. So if you go to Trudose.com, you'll find out that we have, I think, close to 60 locations. And I think we're bringing on another 30 in the next 30 days. So it's kind of like once we started telling people about this about a year ago, it's really kind of exploded.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, because, so I know somebody personally who's done it. I know a couple people, and even to hear the, those in the medical field at clinics where this is done, be communicating with somebody who's a caretaker for, let's say, a Parkinson's patient. And, some of those, some of the adverse effects of Parkinson's are visible. You can see them. And then for them to, after the treatment already start to see amazing progressions of healing it's eye-opening. I mean, it's emotional. So I think you're really onto something. And this really, to me, Tapley, it plays into what some of what Trump's pledge has been too, along with RFK Jr., to make America healthy again. So I just want to know, Tapley, what you think of this, what you think of the Trump administration coming in and trying to make America healthy again. How do you feel about some of RFK Jr.'s plans? We have you on.
You broke up for a second, but I think you were going on to what are the Trump's plans, and for anybody who didn't, see, Robert F. Kennedy's post the other day, and if you didn't, I'll read it to you. It says the FDA's war on public health is about to end. This includes its aggressive suppression of psychedelics, peptides, stem cells, which this would fall into that category.
Yes, it would.
Raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds. Basically, he's going through a list of things that are therapies that are designed, that have been available to us, that are alternative, that are really the body healing itself.
Yes.
And he says, hey, I've got, if you work for the FDA, I've got two messages for you. Number one, preserve your records. And number two, pack your bags.
Yes.
So
sorry.
So that was just this week. And that's kind of huge for, say, what we do, because, you're talking about a therapy that is right in the wheelhouse of what he just described. And so, I think what everybody who's listening, what would be awesome if they can do is I believe, as part of this Make America Healthy Again campaign, Kennedy and Trump are using this kind of crowdfunding kind of model to nominate, or I guess elect or appoint officials to, from what I'm reading, 4,000 different types of jobs within the government body. And you can go to, Michelle, I sent you the link.
Oh, yes. I'll put it
nominees.mah. It's basically Make America Healthy Again. Okay, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look on America's Health, which is what we're dealing with, that's kind of our lane. What I would encourage everybody to do who's listening to this is, so the more votes you get, the more that person's going to be nominated for that particular position.
Wow.
So it's like, what position are they going to do? Here's my resume. And I think it's like, Allie, you could go nominate yourself for labor if you wanted to.
Oh, wow. What if we just got like all moms?
I know. I really love this. I love this so much because it's returning the power again back to the people. The people make the decisions. And I love how this administration is really setting the standard or returning the standard back to the American people. And I'm so over the moon for this. Guys, go to this website and nominate people. Nominate yourself. Vote. Because you have to say.
Yes, nominees.MAHA, which is Make America Healthy Again Now.org. This is awesome.
And I want to plug everybody to vote for, it's not just one of our goals, but one of the main goals of why I did what I did and why I'm doing what I'm doing is we have to save the kids.
Yes.
That is, I realize there's a lot of adults with chronic diseases, but the kids are the future.
Yes.
We have to save the salt on their health. It's just that simple. And one of the biggest faces and the biggest voices really in the autism community, the PANS and PANDAS community, is Dr. James Neuenschwander. There you go, right there.
Wow.
And he's a Trudose provider. He's one of the most respected and just one of the most sound voices that exist in the physician domain. And I would encourage everybody to go click on that website, go search his name and vote for him, because he's definitely going to lead the charge against kids and everything and the insult on their health.
Yeah, we have the most unhealthiest children in America. I mean, in the world, really. I mean, I don't want to say the world, but in America, we
consider what we spend on healthcare, just like education,
amount.
what we spend on education, and yet they're not reading at the grade level. I mean, it's so
And
true.
so, like, there was a congressman that said this, that the idea that we can just throw money at something and we think that it's going to result in better outcomes is null and void. Like, it's a failed measure. Just because you throw money at a problem doesn't mean the problem is going to be fixed. And so I think that is an example. Our education is a prime example of that, and our healthcare system, death care system, really sick care system is a prime example of that as well. And so, Tapley, I'm just so honored and blessed to know you, and I'm so glad, and I thank God for you, because you're going to save a lot of children, a lot of people with your idea to just give people back their blood. It's like,
can I just interject here as a friend of Allie's, and obviously another mom, a woman, okay, because we're the party that can identify what that is. But Allie, we've had conversations where it's like, oh, I want to wear a sleeveless top today, but I'm having an outbreak. And so maybe I'm not. So we're in Florida with 90% humidity, and I'm going to cover my arms. And to watch Allie become a little more like, no, I'm going to wear a sleeveless. This is life-changing for people, whether it is Parkinson's or autism or, it's life-changing, Tapley. So, I mean, I know you felt called by God. God is using you and moving you in a big way. If people want to get in touch with you or want to learn more, where would you direct them to go?
Again, the Trudose.com website, we've done a lot to revamp that. And there's in the coming months, we're gonna, and especially with this Make America Healthy kind of campaign, you get the sense that maybe we'll be able to talk about things a little more, without the fear of what's around the corner. And so we're gonna be, kind of launching to everybody everything that we've learned, from kids to diseased, how to, basically how to go hopefully from A to Z, and using Trudose as part of the treatment plan that could be for you to help things like lupus, autism, seizures, dementia. It's just one of the tools that you can use And I hope that it's going to make, you'll see this shift in physicians and providers saying, hey, you know what? I've always thought that there's a better way. I'm going to jump to this style of medicine over here. And I think that's going to happen.
And I think it gives people, especially physicians, the authority and the boldness to kind of step outside of the box that they've been placed in. Once they're able to learn new information and take a holistic approach, given the research that a lot of the holistic doctors like yourself or holistic inventors like yourself have come up with these ideas that really the body is made to heal itself, and we can just kind of help it along. I think that's going to push change the trajectory of our healthcare tremendously, and I'm so excited.
And you know what? I'll add one thing. The great thing about it is, for anybody to listening, is that, you know, this is going to change our consumption habits, because we've been so just installed in us that we have to have insurance or it won't cover this. And I'm not saying you don't need insurance for the rainy day.
Yeah.
But the fact that we can use therapies like Trudose and other things, the fact that you can do that and you're getting healthier, your medical monthly spend goes dramatically down. So your ability to use cash, you know, disposable cash, becomes, it's almost like eating healthy. Right. It's a little bit more in the beginning because you're finding organic ingredients and you got to find the alternative. But once you start doing it, you eat less, you're healthier, and you find out that you don't spend as much.
And you feel better. And who doesn't want more money in their pocket if you're not spending it on insurance that, one, doesn't even really cover the things that you actually need. It only covers medication and surgery. It doesn't cover, and hospital stays, which it barely covers that, but emergency care, which is needed, right? But it doesn't cover the things that actually help you stay healthy and continue to help you mitigate some of these issues that we've been dealing with for for a long time, maybe not hundreds of years.
I have to tell you, Tapley, we're gonna stay covering this closely. I know Allie's due for she's gonna have another round here where we will cover that and make sure we share it with everybody. So make sure you guys go to Trudose.com, find a location near you that offers this, and mention it to your physicians. Tapley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Bye-bye. Allie, how is it we got an extra half hour and I'm still like, where's the time? Guys, set your reminders. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss more of Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. We will.
All right, Patriot fam. Signing off.
Love you.